Had a good week so far. Looking forward to closing it off here, just with the physical aspect of it here today, with the red zone going in, and look forward to playing in front of our home crowd again on Sunday night. So go ahead and open it up.
You gonna wear white pants or navy
Shoot, I don't even know that yet.
pants? How'd that come about?
I don't know. I showed up at the stadium and there's blue pants, so
Wasn't your call.
no, it's never been the head coach's call here.
And what have you seen from the guys this week that's shown you that they were able to enjoy, celebrate, and then immediately get back into winter mode?
Yeah, that's where we're at this time of year. New season, and you can't linger too long on what's gone on in the past. You can't really think about what's going on during the season, or reflect or anything like that. So it's all hands on deck to find a way to win. And I think our veteran leadership's done a great job of navigating the ship.
And Jimmy Graham's name has come up a couple times this week in the building here in relation to what Colston can do as a mismatch guy. Do you subscribe to that at all?
Yeah. I mean, I think Colston can do a lot of things. He's going to be a weapon for a long time in terms of the passing game. I think he does a phenomenal job in our running game. I think he's been a key component in terms of where we've been able to line him up and what he's been able to do in terms of blocking linebackers and defensive ends at times. And then even in pass pro, we've asked him to do that a few times as well, and he's done a great job. So I see him as a complete tight end, and I think that's what makes him so dangerous, is because he can wear so many hats. He's not just a one-trick pony, and yet when we do ask him to run routes, he's very difficult to match up with, and he gives teams problems.
But I'm sure it takes all your coaches to get a game plan together. But what has Declan Doyle meant to you for in-game adjustments, just how you guys prepare for opponents throughout the week?
Yeah, Dex done a phenomenal job this year. He's everything I thought he was going to be, and some. He's got tremendous presence in front of the players. Extremely smart. He's picked up the offense quickly throughout the spring and camp, and has been able to augment to it. We got such a strong coaching staff, from the coordinators to position coaches to some of these young coaches as well. They're going to continue to ascend, and I think the future is bright for a guy like Declan. Hopefully we can keep him here for a long time, but I know he's been an asset to me. He's been an asset to our offense and all these players as well.
And you talked about wanting to start faster. The team has said the same thing. Have there been things this week that you've done differently or looked at doing things differently to try and get off to that fast start?
I believe in the process that we put in place, so we're not going to change that at all. I've been saying it all year long. Whenever something pops up and you want it to improve, you just make it a point of emphasis, and these guys do a great job of finding ways to help correct it. And so we'll look to do that as a coaching staff and as players, and keep it moving.
The coach you just beat, his little brother's the offensive coordinator for the Rams. Sean McVay is one of his best friends. Do you consider at all that maybe there's been communication between them when game planning, and does that affect what you might want to bring?
No, that's this league in general. I think every week everyone tries to share what they had from the week before with your next opponent. I think that's common practice, and that's something that you just keep on doing. Like I said all along, there's a million ways you can do things, a million plays you can call. We're going to do what we feel like is best for that particular week with the players that we have going against the opponent that we're going against.
Packers rivalry extend to all the floors for you, or just one?
You talked a lot about having Byard and Tooney and Jarrett as veterans, especially in the playoffs, and how they help. What about Case Keenum, especially in that room?
Oh yeah.
What role has he kind of played in?
Yeah, I mean, he's been an integral part of what we've done. He's been tremendous in terms of Caleb's growth. That was really the thought process of bringing him in, is a guy with skins on the wall. He's played in big games himself at a high level. He's won big games. He's lost big games. His experience has been, it's something that all these young players can really lean into, particularly in weeks like this where you come off emotional win, and yet you got to turn your sights onto the next page pretty quickly. And I think Case's message this week has been very profound for not just the offense but the entire team. And so the vision we had bringing him in, it's been pretty incredible, and I give Ryan a lot of credit for that. As we're talking about in the springtime, just how do we best help our young quarterback grow and develop. Case's name came up pretty quickly in that process, and it's just been a phenomenal fit. And yet, I know if he ever needed to play, I know he could still play at a high level too. We see that every day at practice as well.
How have you seen him in games? If there's a moment where Caleb might need a little guidance on the sideline, you might be busy doing other things. Like, how has he almost been an extension, I guess, of the coaching staff to coach Caleb up?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think he's got a great feel for, he's a pendulum in a lot of ways, which I think the coaching staff is as well, where when things get a little bit too high, you can swing it back and just keep everyone grounded. And same thing, when things aren't quite going your way and facing a little adversity, he knows the right things to say just to make sure we can pull ourselves out of that hole. And so I don't know if coaching's in his future or not, but I think he'd be a hell of a coach one day if he chooses to go that path.
Well, the guys were talking as early as Monday that Case had already talked to them about turning the page. I think referencing the Minneapolis Miracle and then what happened the next week.
Yeah.
Did that come up organically? Did he talk to you about it, or was he just talking to guys after a meeting?
Yeah, and I wasn't actually in that meeting, but it was with the offense, it sounded like, and he knows that how much his words carry weight around here, and he felt it was the right time to bring that up, and I think it was a great message for those guys in that room that week. So he's done a tremendous job. He's a guy that I certainly look to as well to see where us as a team or me myself could do a better job. And he's been around so many different coaches and so many different teams that he's got a unique perspective that you don't see a whole lot.
To be in this position in year one, if you allowed yourself to enjoy this at all right now, or is it just?
Yeah, I mean, we are trying to fulfill the mission, which was, as I said, when I took this job, to win and to win now. And so we're in the middle of it. All 32 teams start off with the intent to win a championship. That's what everyone talks about during training camp, or if they're not talking about it, at least inwardly, that's the goal. That's why you do what you do, is you're trying to win a championship. And so we positioned ourselves to make the playoffs during the season, and now we're one of 8 remaining teams, and that's really all we care about, is how do we survive this round of the playoffs and become one of the final 4, and that's all we're thinking about right now.
Your old friend Chase Rice is doing the halftime show. I know you won't be able to watch it, obviously, but do you keep in touch with him during the season? Is he sending you good luck texts at all, anything like that, or?
He's a good friend of mine. Yeah, we grew up together, middle school, high school, college, and we've stayed friendly throughout. He came to a game earlier this season, and he's been a tremendous supporter. So pretty excited to hear that he'll be in town this week. It'll be great.
Off the path a little bit, David Blau is going to get an opportunity to be the coordinator in Washington. I know you've got some experience around him. Pretty rapid rise for him. What left an impression on you?
Yeah, no, he's got a bright future as well. He's really smart, has a natural way of connecting with everybody, coaches and players alike. And I know he's highly respected, not just from me, but also obviously that Washington staff. They found tremendous value in him as well. I think he'll do an outstanding job in that role. I think he's really smart. He's having played quarterback. He's got that inward feel of how to help elevate that position, and I think he'll be able to do that in a play calling role going forward. So I think he'll be one of those young guys that gets a head job before you know it.
As
What kind of advice do you pay forward in terms of doing it for the first time at a young age and just trying to get your feet on the ground?
Yeah, I mean, I think as anything, we all have our strengths and our weaknesses, and you try to accentuate your strengths, and at the same time surround yourself with people that'll help you with your weaknesses. And so he knows what those are, and I'm sure he's doing the best he can to make sure he puts himself in a good spot. And he's a good person. I think that's where it starts with him, and I think that's going to resonate with everybody he's around.
As you've gotten to know Caleb this year, like on a personal level, I think it was before the season started, he said, "I'm going to be unapologetically me this year, on the field, off the field." How have you seen him, as you form that personal relationship, be authentically him, and what does that look like to you?
Yeah, well, I mean, I haven't even been with him a full year now, and I feel like he's been a very consistent person and player throughout that time. I appreciate his approach when he comes in the building. He's all about football. He loves this game. he desperately wants to be good. He wants to be great. He wants to be one of the best to ever play. I think that has stood out to me from day one, and he's going to be dedicated to achieve that goal, you know. And so it's our job as coaches to help him get there. But I love how he's wired as a person, as a competitor. I think he's going to continue to get better in this league. He's a big reason why we're where we are today. You know, being able to make all these plays that he has over the course of the season, and you know, I think he's going to be leading this franchise for a long time.
Stafford's been really good in the fourth quarter. Knowing him and knowing Caleb the way they're wired, is there any similarity in mindset that you think contributes?
Stafford and Caleb.
In the fourth quarter, particularly.
Yeah. I mean, Stafford's got a tremendous feel for the game, and been saying all along he knows how to manipulate the defense, and I do think he's got that knack for the dramatic as well. They've been in a number of one-score games this year, and it seems like he does a great job of putting his offense and his team on his back and making those plays as well. So yeah, I do see the similarities between the two in crunch time.